I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Prime Minister, you can't be serious. But it's preposterous.
The overall goal here with the DOGE team is to help address the enormous deficit. We simply cannot sustain as a country $2 trillion deficits. The interest on the national debt now exceeds the Defense Department spending. If we don't do this, America will go bankrupt. That's why it has to be done.
If he can't ignore facts, he's got no business being a politician. Anyway.
And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
Oh, very droll, Prime Minister. No, but I'm being serious. You are not here to run this department.
I think I am. The people think I am, too.
With respect, Minister, they are wrong. I believe the Prime Minister wants to see me.
Yes, Humphrey.
What's his problem?
Education.
Well, it's a bit late to do anything about that now.
The voters want something done about low academic attainment.
Today we take a very historic action that was 45 years in the making. I will sign an executive order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all.
We'll abolish it.
Abolish it?
Why not?
That would be the end of civilization as we know it. Who would plan for the future?
Are you saying that education in Britain today is what the department planned?
Well, no, of course not.
Once they start abolishing whole departments, the very foundations of civilization crumble.
Barbarians at the gates.
The return of the Dark Ages.
What's our argument?
Well, obviously, that this new proposal will destroy our educational system.
Well, everybody knows it's destroyed already.
Well, we will say, the press will say, that it's government interference in the Department of Education that destroyed it, and that this new plan will make things even worse.
Will that do the trick?
It always has in the past.
Just listen to some of the appalling waste. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Minister, where did you get the idea for this dangerous nonsense?
But you got me this job, you said.
Yes, but I didn't expect you to do anything. I mean, you've never done anything before. You see, there's an implicit pact offered to every minister by his senior officials. If the minister will help us to implement the opposite policy to the one that he's pledged to, which once he's in office he will see as obviously incorrect, we will help him to pretend that he is in fact doing what he said he was going to do in his manifesto.
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well. But if the job is not essential or they're not doing the job well, they obviously should not be on the public payroll. I think this is just common sense.
I never thought to hear such language from a loyal member of the civil service. Have you been got at by the enemy?
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated.
Oh, you mean after application, scrutiny, tribunal hearing, and appeals procedures?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Milton Friedman said, money is most poorly spent when you're spending someone else's money on people you don't know.
I mean, half of them are your enemies anyway, and the other half are the sort of friends who make you prefer your enemies.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential. The nation founded by pioneers and risk-takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. Any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
I think that they will react with some caution to your rather novel proposal.
You mean they'll block it?
I mean they will give it the most serious and urgent consideration and insist on a thorough and rigorous examination of all the proposals, allied to a detailed feasibility study and budget analysis, before producing a consultative document for consideration by all interested bodies and seeking comments and recommendations to be included in a brief for a series of working parties who will produce individual studies which will provide the background for a more wide-ranging document considering whether or not the proposal should be taken forward to the next stage.
You mean they'll block it?
Yep.
The federal government is not break even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year, and it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits.
How shocking.
Our elected officials have very little power relative to the bureaucracy until DOGE. DOGE is a threat to the bureaucracy. It's the first threat to the bureaucracy. Normally the bureaucracy eats revolutions for breakfast. This is the first time that they're not, that the revolution might actually succeed, that we could restore power to the people.
Just don't leave important matters in the hands of those clowns.
This seems to be the closed season for open government.
130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
Si tacuis says, philosophus mensis says.
What does that mean?
If you'd kept your mouth shut, we might have thought you were clever. Oh, not you, Prime Minister. No, that's the translation.
No one would ever have thought Sir Humphrey was saying that about you.
Go away, Bernard, please.
This is the kind of thing that if it was done as a public company, the company would be immediately delisted and the executive team would be thrown in prison. But this is just normal at the government.
Responsibility without power, the prerogative of the eunuch throughout the ages.
But you wasted £75,000.
Well, it was government policy to test all proposals for fuel saving.
At this fantastic waste of the taxpayers' money, you agree the money was wasted.
It's not for me to comment on government policy. You must ask the minister.
But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Yes, Prime Minister.